Okay, this is like the 7th time that I've tried to make this video. It's honestly been a little bit of a pain with getting the software to work right with the camera. The camera was glitching out in one of them, which was a whole other thing. But today we're going to be using the TCG Player Quick List software. Only thing is with this software is that you got to be an official game store to be able to use it. But basically you can go like condition, near mint, light play, moderate play, heavy play, damaged. I'll just use a little test card here. One of the first cards that I'll be showing off is the Meryl from Southern Islands. As you can see, boom, it just recognized it right away. Which sometimes it will and sometimes it won't. And then you can go in on the card, click the condition. I think that one's around moderate play. So we'll just do $56. As you can see in the bottom right, I will have the market price. It should be a little bit zoomed in. So that way you guys don't have to look at a tiny number that I see. So we're currently at $56 for one card with the Meryl. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the WotC era stuff. As you can see, we got the Lapras first edition from Fossil. Now sadly, this doesn't show first edition, but it is first edition, moderate play. 46.43. Not too shabby. 2 cards and we're already at $100. And then for whatever reason, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but about, I want to say a year ago at this point, I ended up buying a Neo Genesis Master Set. And, well, obviously here it's a Typhlosion, but I know that thing is absolutely cooked, so it's at heavy play. Yeah, I mean, it ain't looking pretty. Honestly, that's kind of damaged, now that I really look at it. But, I mean, it is what it is, right? I just bought the whole Master Set. I don't know why. I could have just bought the Lugia. What are we really doing here? Here is the Pichu, though. I think the Pichu is pretty good art. Now, the problem with this software sometimes is that it doesn't scan. So, I'll have to be doing something forbidden and taking it out of this. Just for it to scan. Boom. Scans immediately. But figured that this would be a fun way to really look at the cards that I have. Now, you won't be able to see like the condition too great because it is on a white piece of paper, which is what you need for this software to really work best. I would say that this one's moderately played. Yeah. And then some of the cards were first edition as well. Now, I'm not going to be showing off the whole master set because that would take too much time. And, well, I'm trying to streamline, like, some of my favorite things in the collection that I have. Which the Holos from Neo Genesis is definitely one of them. To be fair, I have sold a couple of them just because, well, one of them got a, I think for Alligator Holo 4, got a 9. So yeah, the Blossom, $46. I got a 9 and it was like something absurd. I don't even know. But we got the Feraligatr number 5 next, which, you know, they doubled up on the cards. Swirl, we got a Swirligator right here. Beautiful artwork by Ken Sugimori. It is kind of funny how it's like a Windows XP backgrounds with the Pokemon. Don't know why I think that. And that's just what the backgrounds of the WotC era remind me of. As the Feraligatr, I think, is a lightly played. $67. Very nice. 6-7. What are we doing, guys? And then My favorite starter, actually, out of Gen 2, hot take, is Meganium. I just like the grass types, and yeah, there it is. A beautiful dinosaur, and he comes in at $52.35. Yeah. Again, the hollow pattern is really cool, but the background, I don't even know what the background is. And then we got Meganium 11. Got the 11th Meganium. As it doesn't scan. Or does it? So sometimes the thing is with this scanner, if you care about it, it has troubles reading like the same card in a row. And I know that's not the same card, but it might be close enough to where it isn't. To where it recognizes it as the same card. As I got the cool Porygon, my boss man actually told me about how players were given these back in the day, because I was too young to know how they got them. And the history on this is really cool. In Japan, it was a Pokemon Stadium promo, and then whenever obviously the promos got transferred to the Midwest, or not Midwest, but to the West, to the United States, and we got this as a leak promo, so it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if we can actually scan this Meganium though, because as you can see, I'm actually using two different cameras. One to record, like the one that I usually do for the hand cam, and then another one because you can't have the same software or the same camera in two different softwares. Big pain in the butt, as this Meganium just isn't scanning, so I will just plug that feller in. He is number 11. And I'm pretty sure he's moderately played. Call it that. Oh, that's a sleeve. I was like, I felt a giant crease, but no, it's just a sleeve. And then I have this Delibird from Neo Revolution. I like Delibird for whatever reason. Honestly, I like Iron Bundle a little bit more, but he's still a cool looking feller. No swirl on him, but I like him. Who's the artist? Oh, Kamiya? Yeah, Kamiya's pretty sick. There's a little edge wear, so unfortunately it wouldn't get like a 10 or anything. If it could, then I would definitely try and send it in. But as it stands, not really. And then the biggest card that I have from the WotC era is the Neo Genesis Lugia. Another problem with the software is that if it's like a gray card on the background, it doesn't actually show anything. So, where's it go there? So it is a $496 card now. When I picked it up, I'm pretty sure it was around maybe a $350 card. But yeah, I mean the texturing, not texturing, but the hollow pattern is just beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of clean. It wouldn't get a 10 though, for sure. And then that's about all the good WotC stuff that I have, other than like commons, uncommons from that master set, obviously. Which I don't even have all of it anymore, so it is what it is. And then I'm gonna be moving on to a little bit of modern. So we got the Mega Absol EX SIR from Mega Evolution. Absol is one of my most favorite Pokemon. And the Mega, honestly, kind of did it justice. I was very fond of this whenever it released in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I'm pretty sure. With that Claw of Darkness ability, really good Pokemon. And then I got Mid Rhydon. Why do I call it Mid Rhydon? Because so I get to play the Miraidon deck in Standard whenever it was a playable card, like a couple months ago. And the deck wasn't great. But it was a lot of fun, because I got to go gambling with the electric generator. And then I got the Mew EX promo. I doubt that it'll scan this one, because usually the textured cards, it has a bit of a harder time. I figured it'd be kind of cool to show you guys, like, what a card shop is able to use. Not every card shop uses this. Sometimes they just pull out their phone and go, yeah. The price of everything. But I figured I'd show you guys what's up. That's what we got. And 74 bucks on that Mew EX. What's crazy is that I used to play with these cards too. I also have the Latios EX right on in there. Cards back up to 182. I think I picked it up at the low on 150. I waited a while to get that card. And I saw it for 150 and I was like, yeah, let me snag it up, because I mean, it's a beautiful card. And then one of my most favorite like lines is Dynamo into Electric. Card's not gonna scan either. So usually with the scanner thing, you want to put it in like a box, and then it really works a little bit better. But it's not that difficult. Let's just look at. Here we go. Nice $17 card. And then we got Electric. I played a 1/1 line in my mid-Rhydon deck towards the end. So yeah. And then I also played that Magneton. But honestly, Magneton isn't really one of my most favorite from the modern era. But I do really love this Honey Free Bear. Blood Moon Ursaluna. I like it more than the Prismatic one, hot take. But I still like both of them, but this one is just better to me. And I got to play with it. Yeah, there we go. And then obviously the Obsidian Flames promo. I know that we looked at the ETB Chaos Rising a few days ago, and not Pokemon Center, unfortunately. But we looked at that the other day. The Finnegans seem to be a part of the house as well. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I don't know. Let me know. And then I got Iono's Belly Bolt. I like Iono. She's kind of cool. Also a lightning type trainer, which I like lightning types. Electric types? It's one of the two. It doesn't really matter. And then obviously, as I keep saying, I keep preaching it, Paradox Rift. Underrated set. Scanner doesn't seem to think so. It doesn't know what this card is. There we go. 58 bucks. I guess people are catching on now, because this card was like 35 bucks for the longest time. And I got the gorgeous Ninetales from Obsidian Flames. Open this one up, and it is 50. Wish that I held on to more of them, because it is 50 bucks. That's insane, dude. And, getting back into the hobby after taking a little bit of a break in Sword and Shield. Never really truly took a break. But, I opened a 151 UPC after, like, 6 months of not opening anything. And I ended up getting a Demigod pack, or a God pack, of the Squirtle line. And what are these things at now? If it scans it. Actually, no. Alright. I had to manually enter it, unfortunately. Seems to be a $111 card. I know that 151 has spiked recently, which is really unfortunate. I like it more whenever the cards are cheaper, but I figured it'd be cool to see the total of what I got, as Wartortle probably won't scan either. All of these, like, oh no, it did, 77 bucks. But unfortunately, when I opened it up, I was like, oh, it's damaged. No, those are just print lines. Thankfully, anyways. So I thought about grading them, but they definitely wouldn't get a 10. I don't know how rough PSA is on print lines. But unfortunately, it is also on the Blastoise EX. I love nearly all of the artwork that Erita does. And, well, obviously the Blastoise is no different. That guy just looks like a Chad, as it said it was Toxicroak EX from base set Scarlet and Violet. And then from Paldean Fates, we got Gardevoir. I got a bunch of Gardevoir cards. A lot of them are just beautiful to me. And I love the Wooper, and that card is 192 bucks. Glad I picked it up when it was like 80. Oh my god. That is crazy. But I do think this one has a high potential of getting a 10. The centering on it looks pretty solid. And the edge wear, I don't think there's really any, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's just a clean looking card. With the little man back over there. And then
go help people customize and save
I'll keep preaching.
Mutual.
Look at who it is. Groudon, just an illustration rare. I think that might be the most expensive illustration rare in Scarlet and Violet so far. The Charmander from 151 might have it beat, but I mean the artwork on this is absolutely gorgeous. You got the volcanoes erupting in the background. If this card was an SIR, it'd be easily 500 bucks. Like, insane. I might send this one in to PSA, see what they say. Still wanting to do a grading video, but let me know if I should try to grade any of these cards that I'm showing off today. And then obviously, I mean, I have the Snorlax promo from opening up that ETB about 3 years ago at this point. Hey, there we go. 2467. Very nice. Another one. And then I'll tell you guys a sad story about this one. The card is perfectly fine, right? And it was one of my chases in 151 for a really long time. And the little guy, I got him out of a Blooming's water. And the unfortunate part of it is he is the only thing that I got out of the Blooming Waters that I opened. And that's when it was worth around 180. Thankfully, you know, I got it here, so I didn't have to pay the full market price for it. But still, I kind of hurt on the inside, and then I saw the thing skyrocket to 300 bucks, and I'm like, thank God. I didn't spend $300 to open up a Caterpie IR. And then, obviously, as I've said before, I've got like 3 of these. It's because I bought one when the set first released to play with, and then yeah. And now I just have this one. Well, I pulled 2. I don't think I have both of them with me because that'd be kind of redundant. But I'll just say we have 3. Go along with the video. I don't know why I put this one in. I don't really care that much about it. I mean, it's cool, it's a stamped card. But I've got even cooler stamped cards, like staff stamps. Sadly, I wasn't staffing during Destined Rivals. Yeah, to close out, since I don't really care to show the staff cards, like, I get them for free, right, for just doing the event, so it doesn't really feel like I need to add it to the value that I got. I have the monochromatic Zekrom EX to go along with the monochromatic Reshiram EX. Which I doubt that this one will scan because it's white on white. But we can play a little game, I guess. See if it will. Nope, unable to recognize. That's okay though. it 158? No, it's 173. But, yeah, those are some expensive cards, even compared to when I got them. I think I got the Zekrom at 350, and the Reshiram I got at around 280. Got him for a steal, honestly, because, those two are like $1,000 together. That is insane. But honestly, they just look so cool. And, yeah, I love them. And then moving on to a little bit of Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon stuff. I do have the beautiful Leafeon VMAX, my favorite evolution, personally. I'm just glad that I picked it up in my Red Manga Sabo trade that I had, because this is a really, really gorgeous card. And honestly, the quality on it, pretty high. There's that one little nick, so I probably wouldn't get a 10. But that's not all that matters. I got the leaf. Texturing on those, kind of insane. Move on to the Vileplume GX from Cosmic Eclipse. I opened a ton of Cosmic whenever it came out, and, well, I didn't pull this one, but I did buy it, so I was quite happy with it. Guess we'll just add it in. Again, scanner doesn't work sometimes. So. I almost said V. Is it this full art? Or is it the secret? Let's go with secret. Never mind. Yeah, I think it's a full art. Because the secret is the rainbow one. So yeah. Still, gorgeous card. With Erica. So I was pretty happy that they brought the Erica's Pokemon back in Ascended Heroes. And then we got the big boy, Lugia V from Silver Tempest. Now, I seriously doubt that this one will scan. Might have to, like, up the exposure on that one. Yeah, no, it's not going to. It's too dark, so. Sometimes it has a bit of an issue as I type in Luigi V. See alternate full art. Yep, it sure is. Okay. Unfortunately, this thing definitely wouldn't 10, but I mean, it's still a really solid card. I just love the art on it. And then another tag team. I haven't shown any tag team. But yeah, we got the Igglybuff, no, the Togepi and Cleffa and Igglybuff GX. This one released in Cosmic Eclipse, so yeah. They ended up doing like the triple tag team, so now you didn't only have one partner, you have 3 partners on one card. And this one is the alt. Again, I think this one could 10, and if it does, then it's like a K. But I just need to send it in, to be honest with you guys. Probably what I should do with a ton of these cards. And then I know that this thing has spiked recently with the new Darkrai reveal from Abyss Eye. I think the scanner is honestly kind of burnt out. It's like, alright, I've scanned enough cards, pal. I can't do it anymore. You know what? That's fair. If he can't do his job, he can't do his job. Even though usually never have this much trouble. Doesn't feel right to just leave it, but I mean, just get to look at more of the card. Whenever you do, just leave it. Look at all that texture that the cards have back then, especially. Like, you think that's a fingerprint at the top right? No. No, that's the texturing. And it still can't scan it. Incredible. Incredible. Trying to showcase like a software and it doesn't end up working. A little aggravating. But I figure we're too far into this now, so whatever. Now I do have the Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. Only problem is with this card is that I 1 out of 10. So that is why I have been buying them. Or not buying them, but been buying packs. Because this one is a lightly played, unfortunately. But it's still a really cool card. Oh, is it moderate? I can say it's lightly played. I think it's fine. But yeah. Again, just another awesome card.